And on to the details now. A ceasefire between Iran and the United States was teetering on Monday as the two countries traded fire over the strategic Strait of Hormuz, and the United Arab Emirates reported attacks for the first time since the truce was declared nearly a month ago. Now, U.S. military said it destroyed 6 Iranian small boats and intercepted Iranian cruise missiles and drones fired by Tehran. The operation comes as U.S. forces work to ensure safe passage for commercial shipping through the Strait of Hormuz under an initiative called Project Freedom, announced on Sunday by Donald Trump. Meanwhile, Iran denied any had been sunk and any ship had been sunk, and earlier fired warning shots at U.S. warships. Iran's Navy said that no commercial vessel or oil tanker had passed through the Strait of Hormuz in recent hours, rejecting U.S. military assertions that American forces had escorted ships through the Strait of Hormuz. And the United Arab Emirates said its air defenses were engaging missile and drone threats on Monday as firefighters battled a blaze at a major oil industry zone. A large fire broke out at the Fujairah oil industry zone on Monday after a drone attack originating from Iran, the first such strike since a ceasefire took hold last month. Civil defense teams were deployed immediately to contain the blaze. UAE's Ministry of Defense confirmed that 12 ballistic missiles, 4 drones and 3 cruise missiles were detected and were intercepted. Now, residents across the UAE received emergency alerts urging them to seek shelter and stay away from windows and open areas. In response to the evolving security situation, the Ministry of Education has announced that all nurseries as well as public and private schools across the country will shift to distance learning from May 5th to 8th. Meanwhile, the United Arab Emirates has strongly condemned the Iranian missile and drone attacks. In a statement, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs called the strikes a dangerous escalation and a clear violation of international law and the UN Charter, warning they pose a direct threat to the country's security and stability. Well, 3 Indian nationals reported to have sustained moderate injuries and been taken to hospital. Indian Embassy in Abu Dhabi said it is in contact with local authorities to ensure the welfare of those affected. Also, multiple flights bound for the UAE diverted to Muscat in Oman, while other inbound aircraft circled over Saudi Arabia, according to flight tracking service Flight Radar 24, as the attacks caused widespread disruption to air traffic. Well, India condemned the attack on Fujairah that resulted in injury of 3 Indian nationals as unacceptable, calls for immediate cessation of these hostilities and targeting of civilian infrastructure and innocent civilians. India continues to stand for dialogue and diplomacy to deal with the situation so that peace and stability may be restored in West Asia. India calls for free and unimpeded navigation and commerce through Strait of Hormuz in keeping with international law. India stands ready to support all efforts for peaceful resolution of all issues. And for more, we have DD India's Akhilesh Suman joining us. Well, Akhilesh, with the U.S. Launching Project Freedom to secure the Strait of Hormuz, while Iran denies any disruption and continues military signaling, how credible are the competing narratives on the control of the strait? And now also India's condemned the attack on Fujairah that resulted in injury of 3 Indian nationals as well.
Yes, India has made very strong statement in that way that international waters should be free, and it has condemned any attack on civilian infrastructure in UAE or any other places in the region. So in that way, I think that India has made its stand clear that such type of attacks are not acceptable. And I'm telling you, Lipakshi, that Indians are present in UAE also in a very big number, and not only in UAE, but all the ships that are present in the Strait of Hormuz, even though they are operated by many other international operators, but in most of the ships, Indian are present. So India's concern is very grave and very valid in that way that if ships are attacked and if civilian infrastructure is attacked, somehow or other Indians will be affected. And as far as the statements coming from Iran and USA are concerned, actually in the situation of such a conflict, every party makes a statement, and every party makes a statement that to showcase their victory and showcase their surging ahead against the enemy. So in that way, I can tell you that the statement that has been coming from Donald Trump on Sunday that he launched Operation Freedom for Monday morning, the Middle East time. After that Operation Freedom has been launched, I think there was a jittery in Iranian side that how they will react. And their only way to react is to attack on neighboring countries who have chosen the path of peace and prosperity, and they are progressing really. They are only not in nuclear race. Take it UAE, take it Bahrain, take it Saudi Arabia. They are on prosperous nations. They are hosting so many people from so many countries, giving employment and taking help of other countries for their own development. But Iran is attacking those countries. So I think that this is a really big problem for every other country in the world, that the way attacks are taking place in those areas. And the third thing, that Iranian claim that there has been no attack, but sources are telling that the speed post, actually they are small boats, fast boats, they tell that these boats are used by Iranians to attack on any ship passing through that Strait of Hormuz. And in that way, one South Korean ship has been also attacked in that way. I also heard that one ship of Liberian flag, that has also been attacked. So in that way, Iranians are attacking the ships that are from maybe smaller countries. They have not attacked any ship passing through Strait of Hormuz, though they claim that some drones have been projected towards American ships in the Arabian Sea and Oman, Gulf of Oman, but they have been intercepted and they have been destroyed as claimed by USA. So such claims will come from both sides, Lipakshi. So right. We have to see that what type of damage that is taking place, and also whether there is pressure to reopen the Strait of Hormuz or not. This is the biggest thing that is concerning the whole world in this point of time.
Akhilesh, India calls for free and unimpeded navigation and commerce through Strait of Hormuz in keeping with international law, and it's been saying so since the beginning. Now, why Iran's attack on Fujairah matters for the energy markets as well?
Right, energy market, because UAE has just come out of the OPEC and OPEC Plus. So in that way, I think there would have been a competition between OPEC and UAE in the oil prices. And in that way, I think it would have been great relief for the countries around the world that they can get oil in competitive price. So I think that has also made Iran a bit jittery that oil will be available to the global south and other parts of the world on a respectable and you can say that affordable price. So I think that is making Iran a bit jittery. But in between, you have seen that Saudi Arabian foreign minister has also called UAE foreign minister to sympathize, and even when OPEC is almost controlled by Saudi Arab, but no country in the whole region wants that such type of escalation take place, because it is damaging everyone's interest in the whole region. So I think Iranians are getting jittery because of these things, and also like you have seen that Abbas Araghchi has put his own version on X platform, and he is hinting towards Israel that because of Israel, Donald Trump is taking such action, and also UAE that is close to Israel in that way, Abraham Accord. So these are the issues that is cropping up, but I think that every country is putting pressure that this type of escalation should not place, at least on the countries who are not involved in the war. Lipakshi.
Of course, Akhilesh, and MEA has categorically said that this type of escalation and this type of attack is not acceptable totally. Thank you so much for all those details.